everyone, and welcome to another classic guitar video. I'm starting a little late again tonight, but that's alright. I was doing some luthier work today on a body that I'm working on that I made from scratch from a block of wood. In fact, I'll show it to you real quick. It's about 2 feet away from me. I'll grab it real quick. It's got a little sawdust on it, but I can show it to you. And this is a guitar I made from scratch from a solid block, well, 2 solid blocks of wood. I wanted kind of a Telecaster with some Stratocaster lines to it. Typically Telecasters have very sharp lines, and a lot of guitarists don't like Telecasters because of that. It ends up to be a little hard on the body, hands, forearms, whatnot. So I put some scallops on it, if you will. You see right there. And I routed out the pickup holes. Kind of gave them a nice, really cool chamfer there. And it's going to be a hardtail with ferrules. And I have the neck setting over there. That's a little too far. I won't grab that for you, but that's the neck, the body. And I'm going to go translucent clear on that. I might go a transparent color, but I'm not really sure yet. So we'll see. I don't know yet. But this is going to be a cool guitar. I'm going to be asking probably about between $450 and $500 for this when it's done, because it will be a made in the USA guitar. By me, luthier of over 35 years. Just about 35 years, actually. I started when I was 10, 11. So yeah, it's a nice piece. I've actually been working on this since last summer. I'm going to do the finish sanding on it probably tomorrow, if it's not 150,000 degrees outside tomorrow. It's been real hot. It was hot today. It was 104 or 5 today. But I still went outside and worked on it for 2 hours until I couldn't work on it anymore. So yeah, it's going to be a very cool piece. So showed you that. Let's go ahead and get into the J Turser, which is what this video is actually about. So yes, this J Turser. J Turser is kind of a medium end user guitar company. They make some pretty cool guitars. They're not a well-known brand. I mean, maybe 3 to 6 guitarists out of 10 will know or have heard of J Turser. But they make a lot of copy stuff like Strats, Fender Jags, Fenders, things like that. And I have this one here, which is a J Turser Mustang, which is kind of like a Jaguar, kind of, if you will. Pretty cool piece. It is literally brand new in the box. I pulled it out of the box not 5 hours ago. Brand new in the box. It still has the tag on it. I know I show you guys a lot of brand new guitars that still have the plastic on the back of the tuners and plastic on the pick guards and the pickups and stuff like that. And those are new, but this is really, truly a brand new guitar. Now, some might ask, why am I taking this out of the box and working on it if it's brand new? Well, pretty much every guitar on the face of the planet is not set up fresh out of the box, especially consumer end guitars. Custom shop guitars, it's a little bit different. They go more into putting a setup on them and intonating them and fine-tuning them, and pickup height and pickup pole height and things like that, and string height and all that, and action height and all that. Most factories will just put a very basic intonation on it. It might not be exact, and a basic tune on it, and throw it in the package and throw it in the box and seal it up and call it done. So contrary to popular belief, most end user guitars are not playable right out of the box. You have to do some setup on them, if even just the bare minimum of a tune. The fretboard, the frets on the fretboard are, again, brand new, but they're very dry and they're kind of semi-tarnished, just from being in the package. And it was double wrapped in a plastic bag, and then again in another kind of a gauzy cloth bag. And then it had, of course, those little gel packs, those little dry gel packs to keep moisture out. But still, things will tarnish a little tiny bit and get dry a little tiny bit. So I'm going to take the strings off and do the frets and fretboard and dress it and intonate it. String height and pickup height and just a full setup on it, and then I'm going to wrap it back up in all of its original packing and put it right back in the box. And that guitar is going to go up for sale probably by Wednesday for about $220 to $240. Again, it's still brand the heck new. The strings on it are D'Addario XL nickel wound. So there's no sense in changing brand new strings for another set of brand new strings, unless I accidentally break one tonight, which I hope I don't. So that being said, it's a beautiful guitar, and I forget the name of the color. It's a very light blue. It's not seafoam green or anything like that. It's oh gosh, I know the color. Something blue, something blue. Oh goodness, I forget the name of the color right now, but you'll get the drift. So let's just go ahead and get started and show you this puppy. It's really nice. It's got a tortoiseshell type guitar pick. Pick guard rather. I'm sorry. So it's very cool piece. Yeah, tortoiseshell type pickup. So again, this thing is brand new in the box. I literally unsealed the box today and literally just took it out hours ago. It came with the tremolo arm, which is not threaded. It's just a very sure fit, and it goes in pretty deep. It goes in, let's see, goes in about that far, about an inch and a quarter or so, inch and an eighth. It does have a roller tip bridge, which is pretty darn fancy. Just a volume, a tone, and I already see a problem with it. Again, guitars aren't perfect and 100% playable right out of the box. It's got a loose pot right here. See how it just kind of, and I can see it's just the nut. And then it's got these splitter and selector switches, which all work and everything. So I'm going to plug it in real quick and just give it a test play. Hopefully that pot isn't bad right out of the box, because I can't return it because I got it from somebody who got it brand new. Actually, this is another guitar from my good friend Kevin. So yeah. Let's go ahead and play this sucker. Some surf music would sound really cool on this. And it does not. Oh, it helps if I have the amp on. It helps if I have the amp on. Huh? My amp is not coming on. Why is my amp not coming on? Did I unplug my amp by mistake? I think I did, maybe. Maybe possibly. Oh, the plug in the back was ever so slightly pulled out. Now it's working. There we go. So there you have it. Pretty cool. Now the center position on these switches is kind of like a dead man switch. So if you put both of these in the center, you're not going to get anything. The switches aren't broke. They're brand new. It does seem to have a slight ground issue. See that? So I'm going to see what that's all about, and probably what I'll do is I'll reset the ground wherever it is. But the pot works, it's just really loose as long as it goes. And it's out of tune. It works, so I'm not going to bother picking it up and playing it. Because we got two small issues right out of the box. And again, you guys might say, oh, just box it back up and take it back. Well, I probably would, for not the fact I didn't buy this brand new, and the person I bought it from didn't buy it brand new. They bought it from another person, a third party that bought it brand new. So, that being said, let's go ahead and take these off. The knobs off. Followed by Voyager, then Enterprise. All tonight on H&I. If these packs have the same number of latterly pads, I bet you think bigger is better. Actually, it's bulkier. Always discreet quickly turns liquid to gel for drier protection. That's a lot less bulky. Always discreet. Money is like life. You have to decide how to get the most from it. Now you might say, well, why am I taking these knobs off? Well, for one thing, they're not centered. They have two indicators, and they were like way off with the pots turned all the way up. So I will just simply set them where I like to set them, which is where you guys know. So I will just simply do that, and I will tighten this pot. It still has the protective plastic on the pick guard and the control guard. And the back of the tuners, nope, nothing on the back of the tuners. They're Fender style tuners, so there wouldn't be anything on the back of them. And I will just simply reset these as soon as I get it off. Oops. And again, no new strings on these. So yeah, see how the nut is just hand loose. And sometimes the factories just aren't, you know, sometimes the workers aren't very attentive. They just put something on and, you know, they don't care. Maybe this guitar was made on a Friday at 4:50 p.m. I don't know. But that being said, yeah, we'll tighten up things like the jack here.
And yet you put yourself at risk every single time.
So there we go on that. Nice and tight. And we will tighten the, whoops. We'll tighten these pretty good. I'm going to go real slow because this is not a high-end guitar. So the quality of the metals on the nuts and the shafts on the pots are not as good. I mean, this guitar brand new, if you were to go to Turser and buy it, actually I don't think they make this model, this particular exact model anymore in this particular exact color with this particular exact pick guard. But they're like $280 new. So that's why I'm going to ask $220 because it is still brand new. So I guess I'll stand up and do this because my back is hurting already. So now again, you can only turn these so far, and then you start turning the pot too, and if you keep going, you'll just twist the wires around until they break off, or you break the posts they're soldered onto. So you turn the volume all the way down, put a screwdriver, medium-sized slotted screwdriver, in it. You turn counterclockwise while turning the nut clockwise to tighten it. And again, you want to go real slow with these. Real slow. Because these only have about 2.5 threads on them. And it's not tightening. Why isn't it tightening? Oh my. Oh me, oh my. Come on, be very careful. I'm going to go really slow on this because I don't know if the threads on this are stripped already, and I kind of think they are because I can't tighten this. So what I'm going to do before I go any further is I'm going to check the threads on this nut with a magnifying glass and see if the threads are stripped already. Then I will look at the threads on the pot and see if those are stripped. Then I'll look at them with this little jeweler's magnifying glass. And the threads, not that I can't see it without it, my eyesight's pretty good, but yeah, the threads are good, and there is 1, 2, 3.5, now 4 threads showing. So I think it's probably this nut is already stripped out, and it's a brand new guitar. So let's take a look at these. Take a look at this puffy. Yeah, the thread. One of the 2 threads. Yeah, this nut only has 2 threads. 2. And the first one is pretty well flat and rounded off. So it is the nut. So that just goes to show you a brand spanking new guitar right out of the box could have issues. Now if this were a Fender American Jag, it wouldn't have those issues because they wouldn't send out a guitar like that. They would check all these things beforehand. So I'm going to have to. I'm getting hot. At least I cooled my room down. It was 89, almost 90 degrees. Now it's 87.5. So I will look in my parts supply for a new nut, which I know I have. And typically I would keep these, but I'm going to throw this away because I want to reuse it and be running into the same problem. Yeah. So we'll see what I have here. It's too big. I have some in here, but they're too big. They're like one size up. I think they are anyway. Yeah. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's like one size too big. It's for a bigger pot. I think these are probably maybe 250K pots, not full-size 500K pots. More likely than not, that's what those are. And they're a pot like this size. That's 250K, or is it 300? That's a 250K pot. So I will have to find a 250K pot nut. I know I probably have one here somewhere. Just have to look. Might have to get in my other booty of parts. Oh, that's too big and too thick. Oh lordy. Shoot. Oh man, come on now. Oh, here we go. I think therefore I am. This is a 250K pot, but it might be a bigger. We'll give this one a test and see what it does. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's smaller. There's different size 250K pots. This one is a smaller shaft, and it's not that one. Oh lordy. Okay. I'll just keep going until I find one. Nope. Interesting. Come on, get out of there. This one's probably it, but this is a set, and I don't want to break up the set. Watch, this one's going to fit. But I don't want to break it up because it's a set. Oh. Yeah, these are pre-made that I made a long time ago. They were going to go in some guitars that I'm still going to make. But since it's really hot and I would have to go behind me in my box booty, it might take me half hour to find the right size. I'm gonna kite one off of that, and I'll put this one on here just as a reminder. I'll put it on I'll screw it down all the way and a little bit tight, and that way I'll go, wait a minute, why is that on here? And then I'll remember. I promise. I promise. I will remember. I gotta put those string things away from my last project. They're still sitting here. Well, I'm gonna throw that one away because it's all bent. That one's gonna be thrown away. So I have my nut, I think. So let's go ahead and test it.
Come in. See how I didn't know you were on the phone. Hello, Major. Oh, please.
Yeah, I think this is going to do it. But I'm going to be extra careful and not tightening it too tight because the threads on the pot itself were good, but they weren't. They were a little bit rounded off because of the nut. So I'm going to go really slow, about a quarter turn at a time, maybe an eighth of a turn at a time actually. Yeah, it's going tight, so it's good now. And I'm going to go about another eighth of a turn and then call it done, because I don't want to go too far. There we go, all done. So yeah, again, that just goes to show you a brand spanking new guitar. Why is that? Why is my swamp cooler not cooperating? Oh, there we go. That just goes to show you a brand new guitar out of the box can have an issue. Yeah, I think my friend Kevin said the guy who, or the person who bought this, bought it and just didn't play it and then resold it. So they wouldn't have been aware of that issue because they didn't even unwrap it. I think all they did was open the box, look at it. They didn't even unwrap it to look at it. They just opened the box and went, oh, okay. And then closed it back up. They didn't even bother unwrapping it to look at it. So, that being said, the issue is fixed. And again, I'm going to leave all this plastic on here because, yeah, that goes to show the guitar is new. Plus, there would be no point in pulling this up and polishing it because it's already clean and shiny. So I'm just going to put these pots back, or these knobs back, but I'm going to put them in a position where the indicator is all the way pointing up at its maximum position. So these are splined, so you just have to keep moving until you find your spline. And yeah. It is hotter than hinges of hell. It's not as hot as was that 122 day and that other 116 degree day. What I say today was 104, 5. Tomorrow it's only supposed to be 100, 101. So yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and detune it. And these have Fender style tuners. So I can just detune it and pick the I really need to hook my other cameras up. So I can just detune it and pick the string right up like that, because they have the kind of, you know, Fender ones that you take and you bend the string down and you go right down the center. So I can just do that. And no big deal. And I'll put the thing straight. So we're doing that. Set this one straight. Being very careful not to scratch anything up. And I will lube the nut with my dry lube. And yeah. There we go. That will enable to me that even though this is nice and clean, I'll still put a coat of wax on there and I'll straighten up the string retainers. Those are kind of loose, as you can see. We'll tighten those up a little bit. I'll tighten the tuners up, which I should have done before I just undid the strings, but that's okay. No harm, no foul. I'll just put my nifty little string retainer on there. It's hot. It is hot. As you can see, the tag is still on it. So I'm not going to take that off. It is made in China. There's a serial number dated 2016 on the first day of the 5th month, and number 465 off the assembly line. So there you have that. This is has it. This is have it. Trying to remember the color. Blue. Aztec blue. No, not Aztec blue. It's something like that though. It's, oh my goodness, I don't know why I can't remember that. I know the color. I know the color. Name of the color. Like I know my own name. But I can't remember the name of the color. Oh goodness. Arctic blue? Arctic blue. No. That's not it. Oh my goodness. remember it right now. I have to look it up on the computer here in a minute. I know it. I know the name. I just can't remember it right now. So the tuners look like they're pretty decent quality. Something that might be on a medium end, made in China or Japan fender. They're a nice coating of chrome on them, and they're pretty. They turn pretty smoothly and nice. So yeah, somebody's going to be real happy with this guitar. Somebody will be happy with this guitar. So there we go on that. Tighten the neck. I'm going to go particularly slow because, again, this isn't ultra high quality. I mean, it's only a $280 guitar new. So I'm going to go slow, and I might not even be able to straighten my screw heads. I might only be able to go just so far, and then that's it. Which I kind of get the feeling that's going to happen because I can't tighten these very much tighter right now. Yeah, I might be able to. We'll see. I don't want to strip anything out. This one's going to be a little more difficult. Yeah, I'm going to strip this one out if I'm not careful. And then my screwdriver's just going to strip, and then it's going to go. And then I'm going to be really angry. And I will be angry. I go just a little bit at a time and be really careful. Put my weight into it. No, I can't go any further. So that one's going to have to stay like that, unfortunately. It happens from time to time. You guys know, just know I like to keep my screw head straight. That's just part of my strange guitar neuroses. My obsessive compulsive disorder. Plus, it's just good to do that. I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing to do what I'm doing. I'm sweating the storm. Okay, so let's flip this sucker back over. And we'll tighten the screws on these string retainers. And you want to take a pair of needle nose and hold the string retainer straight, because if you don't, it'll just turn with the screw and then you'll have it going clear sideways when it's tight. So just very carefully grab it so you don't scratch anything. You go ahead and tighten your screw. And that's all. And we'll go ahead and test the truss rod. I already did take a straight edge across it, and it's pretty close. We'll just see how tight or loose it is. And there's no truss rod cover, it's just like a fender. So all I have to do is just stick my thing in there. Ooh, hey, that is pretty loose. That is so loose. Oh my goodness. That's not cool at all. Interesting. Well, that's just kind of a good thing, because that means the neck was made straight to begin with. Boy, you just saw how loose that truss rod was. So I'm going to tighten it completely straight up. And that's going to be good. I mean, it's wood, so it's going to expand in all this heat. So there is that. And going to take a picture of the some fretboard. Whew. Okay. I am hot. I am hot.
More like a resistance fighter. You have got to make use of what you have. If you need a hammer and you don't have one, use a power.
And you really think we can make those weapons operational on this ship?
It's worth a try.
Okay, so get my screwdriver, my drill out. My screwdriver. My electric screwdriver, as my dad used to say. My dad used to call it. And it's missing a tool off of it. It's probably sitting on the floor right now. And that's not cool. Oh, man. Now I'm missing the tool off of it. It's on the floor somewhere. So I'll take my electric screwdriver. I used to have a girlfriend that she hated it when I said electric screwdriver. She's like, I hate it. You say that, I hate it. Well, that's what it is, an electric screwdriver. It's a drill. I know it's a drill, I'm just joshing you. She would go, I hate it. You say that. I hate it. So, yes, my electric screwdriver. Okay, here we go. Suckers, here we go, suckers. I'll move this so you can see the most of it. There we go. Here we go. Start about in the middle. Go back and forth. Some of you have asked, why do I do this? I mean, I'm just getting the excess polish and wax off the sides so they're not building up. Why are you doing that? You don't need to do that. So they're like, well, yeah, you know what, I kind of do have to do that because there's a buildup. I need to find that tool that's down there because one of these days I'm going to come in here barefoot or with just socks on and step on it. It's just like little screw driver chuck adapter that's, you know, flat screwdriver on one end, Phillips on the other. It's about that long. I dropped it down there. So I will let that charge up again for a second and be right back. Remove my swamp cooler just to get out of my own room. Okay, so we'll try this for another run. Okay, there we have it. Yeah. Go ahead and put that stream. Okay. Where are my mohickeys? My rags, my fresh ragtag rags. We'll start with a fresh rag. That's a shot of there. And we'll go about a dozen times or so, back and forth. And there you go, see? Brand new guitar, still dirty. Here's the other side of the rag. Zero fret wear on this, but I'm just doing this to do it because this is part of the setup on the guitar. This is what one does. You know, you do what's called dress the frets and the fretboard. Typically you would dress it with a fretboard dressing or a lemon oil or linseed oil or an oil type product. I typically don't do that unless I get something that's really old and really dry and almost on the verge of cracking. But people love the way I do this. I've gotten nothing but compliments. The way I do it like this. Because you figure you put an oil product on a fretboard that gets on your fingers, it gets on the strings, it gets on the guitar, and eventually that dries out. It makes the fretboard even worse. So I'm only a semi-proponent of those fretboard and fret dressings. I will use them only if need be, because I found, you know, there's pros and cons to everything. So there's pros to it, there's cons to it, like I just mentioned.
father's handling it. Does it? Very much. He talks about it sometimes. He never admitted to anyone else, but he thinks the occupation was a mistake. Somehow, I don't think he'd say that if the Cardassians had won. Maybe not. Or maybe losing made him a better person. But a lot of innocent people died for his education. I know. I think about that a lot. When I look at my father, I have a hard time seeing murder. I'm not kidding. I have a hard time seeing anything else. Where's daughter? My father says that the two of you have a lot in common. That you both did things to avoid your heart. That's why he cares so much about what you think of him. See how what your father wants from me is forgiveness. That's one thing I can never.
Oh, mercy. Almost done. And then picture, don't forget my picture. So, it is hot, hot, hot. Get a final wipe of it. Pretty good, not bad. Sit down a minute because I'm sweating buckets right now. Sorry for that visual, but I am.
From what it says here, although it's mainly a civilian outpost with a small subspace relay station and untypically
I need to.
prices.
What it says there is not exactly true. The logs also write this research installation, which is supposed to be a
I think I'll keep it on swing. The swamp cooler has a mode where you can keep it stationary or keep it swing. I can't seem to get it. When I turn the swing off, I can't seem to get it centered, so I'll just keep it on swing. Who's just getting my legs? My leggies. My leggy legs. Okay, so a picture. I'm going to take a picture because it'll last longer. Oh wow, what a difference. What a freaking difference. Wow. Pretty cool. I'll take pictures of this sucker tomorrow. Again, I'm not going to polish the pick guard or the accessory cover because I can't, because they got plastic, protective plastic on them. I'll probably just give it a wipe down, of course, just to wipe down any of the wax I got on it, wax and polish I got on it, and any fingerprints that might be on there. Just because I can. Yeah. See, that's it. I'll set the screws tight. This is a pretty good guitar. I like J Tursers. I've actually got about, oh mercy, I have about 10 or 12 J Tursers. I have a violin bass and a violin guitar, and I actually have a J Turser that was custom made for, of all people, Suzanne Summers. It's a flame. It's like a custom shop. It's got a flame maple top, custom gold, 24 karat gold plated hardware. It has her actual autograph on it, in pen, not a copy of her autograph, but she actually signed it. Really cool piece. It's a violin guitar, kind of like what Paul McCartney plays, you know, the violin bass, but it's a guitar. Now, I do have a violin bass that is brand new in the box, still has the plastic on it. That's a pretty cool piece. That's for sale. Even the Suzanne Sommer guitar is for sale. I kind of really don't want to sell it, but I just put a full pop retail price on it. I think I have $600 or $700 on it. 700, I think. So yeah, it's a cool piece. I had somebody inquire about it the other day, but he didn't believe that it was Suzanne Summers. And it's like, why would I lie about that? Of all people, to have an autograph on a guitar and to have owned the guitar, why would you lie and say it was Suzanne Summers when you could say it was Eddie Van Halen's or Slash's or Kerry King's, or, you know, somebody more famous, and somebody, not that Suzanne Summers isn't famous, but somebody who's more famous for guitars. And I said, well, it's got her autograph on it in pen, so that's provenance, first of all. I don't know, the guy seemed interested in it, but then when I told him I didn't have any paperwork to prove the authenticity of the signature, the autograph, he didn't contact me back. And I understand. I have a lot of guitars that are signed by people like Eddie Van Halen, Suzanne Summers, Linkin Park. I have a guitar that's got all the autographs of all the members of Linkin Park. I've got guitars with C.C. DeVille's from Poison's autograph. I got a lot of guitars with autographs that don't have verification on it, but I know how to authenticate autographs, especially when it comes to musical celebrities. So I know. I know by looking at them. I've seen enough of them. You know, Slash. A lot of people. Eddie Van Halen. So I know what the autographs look like. So I just kind of told the guy, I said, you know, why would somebody fake Suzanne Summers' autograph on a guitar? You know, I mean, it's Suzanne Summers. I mean, technically her autograph is only worth about $50 on a piece of paper, you know. So it's not like her autograph is worth many thousands and thousands of dollars, unfortunately. It just isn't. I mean, I like Suzanne Summers, but it is what it is. You know, had I had, you know, a picture of her signing the guitar, or a picture of her playing the guitar, or, you know, a little bit more solid provenance, then that would be one thing. Then I would probably have another $100 to $200 on it for sale. But I don't, so it is what it is. I'm sure somebody will buy it. Some Suzanne Summers fanatic fan will buy it. And yeah, you know. My. Okay, this just adjusts the tension, so I'm just going to kind of pre-adjust it. It was pretty loose, as you saw. So I'm just going to kind of put it in the middle. What I do is I screw it all the way in and then screw it all the way out, and I count the turns with the screwdriver, and then I divide it in half and go back half. So that's kind of where it's at now, and that's where we'll leave it for now. Boy, that fretboard looks pretty good. This struts and fretboards. So I'll go ahead and start polishing the front side of the headstock. And, yeah. No, I take it back. I'll start polishing the body. How's the chat room doing? Good? Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm still trying to remember the name of this color. Blah, 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 blue. Something blue. Blue. Oh, gosh. I know the name of this color. I just can't think of it. I'll look it up in a minute there. I know the name of this color. I know it. I can't think of it for some reason. Oh my goodness. The name of this color is... Oh my. I cannot remember the name of this color. Blah 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 blue. Yeah. I will look it up. Probably as I'm looking it up, I'll remember it. That's usually what happens. I'll get the page halfway loaded on the internet. I'll go, oh, I remember the name. It happens. Blah, 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 blue. Goodness, I just don't remember. My. Blah, 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 blue. Or something, blah, 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 blue. Blue. Oh, my. I don't even remember. Blah, 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 blue. Name of this color is... And some people will say, well, seafoam green. No. It's not seafoam green. No. Thank you for the suggestion, but that is not the name of the color. That is not the name of the color. The name of the color is... The name of the color is on the tip of my tongue. Oh my goodness. I mean, it is literally on the tip of my tongue. Oh my. Why can't I remember the name of the color? Merciful. Oh man, I'm so close to remembering it. It's, oh my. Name of this color is... I know the name of this color so well, I can't remember it for some reason right now. I don't know why. Not funny? That is strange. I know the name of this color. Almost like I know my own name. Name of this color is... Oh. Oh my. Nope. That's not it. J. Turser makes some good Silvertone style, some 60s Silvertone style guitars too. You can check them out at www.jturser.com, jturser.com. Oh, Sonic Blue. I was so close to know. Remember how I was saying it's S something? It's S something. Sonic Blue. Sonic Blue. Sonic Blue. Sonic Blue. It also comes in Ivory and Candy Apple. I wouldn't mind one in Candy Apple. So yeah, Sonic Blue is the name of this color. I knew it was something like that. Remember I said how it was S something. I kept going I knew the name of it. I just couldn't remember. So anyway, Sonic Blue is the name of this color. So yeah, this is polished up nice. This didn't have a cover on it, a protective plastic cover. It would be too hard to put one on there and then put the strings on there and then expect a consumer to take it off. These you can just pull off, and then you can just take a pair of tweezers or whatever and pull the remnants out. You can't so much with that one. So yeah, the name of this color again is Sonic Blue, and it's a J Turser, and you can see these at www.jayturser.com. They are a pretty decent end user consumer guitar. They're very affordable. Like I said, I think these are $280 brand new if you order it from them or get it at a guitar store. I'm going to ask probably about $240 for this, maybe $250. Maybe $250. Because it is still brand new, and it's going to have a professional setup on it and a fixed pot. My fixed pot. Oh, I still need to check the... Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to check the ground on this. Yeah. I don't know where the ground is on this because I've never taken a J Turser completely apart. I'm assuming it's under the tremolo here, that's where most of them are, unless they have a Bixby on them, then they would be on the tailpiece or like on an Ibanez Art Core, etc. So I might have to take up this not the pick guard, but take up the tremolo real quick and see if the ground is there, and I will reset the ground wire because as you guys noticed, it had a little bit of a buzz, a little bit of a ground issue. Wasn't a big issue, just something that was there. Oh, yeah, so there is that. So, I'm not going to put the strings back on yet because I need to check the ground on that bridge. I'm assuming that's where the ground is. I can't think of where else it would be, unless it's to this. It's grounded to that. That's possible. that is possible. Maybe I'll take that up first because that's only got 3 screws. So you know what? Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do because that's going to take less effort for one thing. So I'll very carefully take these screws up. And And I will probably take a picture of the electronics while I have it up. You know me, in pictures. While I have something apart, I like to take a picture. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And just for records, you know, one day somebody might ask me, what's the schematic for a Turser Mustang? And I'll have a picture of it. So there it is. So I'll very carefully take a picture of it. And you know what? While I have it off, I'm going to take the tab of the jack and I'm going to press it in just a little bit more because I like my jacks nice and tight. Not so tight you can't pull it out, but pretty tight, fairly tight. And I was right about the pots. They're 250K pots. So let's take a picture of these bad boys. I don't like that picture for some reason. I don't like that picture either. Huh, what's happening to my camera here? Oh, that's way too bright. Okay. Back the way it was. Sometimes I have to take multiples because of the flash. Because the back of this is, you know, chrome, so it's going to backflash on a picture. So, okay. So I'm just going to double check all the solders, make sure there is nothing loose, nothing frayed, nothing in the way. You know. So again, I'm going to take this tab and I'm going to just bend it with my thumb down a little more. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to go ape heck over it. So pick it back up and put it back in. Check the hole, make sure there's no frayed wires. Chunks of wood, things of that nature, blah blah blah. And put this sucker back. And there we go. I'm going to move my microphone back because I almost bumped it and toppled it over. Okay, there we go on that. I'm going to polish the top of the okay. Polish the top of the well, sides too for that matter, but the knobs. yeah. So the ground wasn't under there, so I'm going to assume the ground is under the bridge, so I'll take that apart next. And we will reposition that ground. Well, the knobs look a lot better. They're kind of semi-dull in polish. Okay, so let me take up this bridge. Which is a shame because I've already screwed down the screws. Yeah. But whatever. So, here we go. Take this bridge up. And we'll see if the ground wire is under here. Hopefully it is, because I don't want to have to take this entire guitar apart just to find out about the ground wire. Okay, 2 more, and then we'll see what this bad boy has under it. I'm hoping the ground wire is under it, and I am hoping it's not set very well, because then I will know that's the problem. Go. Oh, let's grab this sucker, pull it up very carefully. Oop, there's the ground. So you know what, it looks like the ground wasn't set too well, so I'm going to very carefully set this aside. And there's some wood chips and wood remnants underneath. I'm going to clean this out a little bit and take a picture, because you know me in pictures, right? You know me in pictures, right, guys? I have to take a picture of everything. Oh my goodness.
I never thought I'd say this, but I found bladder leak underwear that's actually pretty. Always discreet boutique. Hidden inside is a super absorbent pore that quickly turns liquid to gel, so I feel protected and pretty. Always discreet boutique.
So there's our ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the ground. The wires are a little bit frayed and there's not a lot showing, so I'm going to pull it out a little more too and reset the ground. Why is that piece of wood giving me trouble? And I'm going to twist the wire. Now, some people say don't do this, but it really doesn't matter because the guitar doesn't know the guitar doesn't know that the ground wire is twisted. So there is that, and it'll enable me to polish on the other side of the thing there. Not that it needs it per se, but I'm going to do it anyway, just for the sake of doing it. Now the reason I like to twist the strands of the ground wire is so that the strands don't get loose and come off. That's why I do it. If you have them just loose, as you're playing the guitar, if the guitar bridge gets loose, it'll vibrate back and forth, move back and forth, and you could lose a strand, 2 strands, 3 strands, 4 strands, 5 strands. Will that happen? Probably not. Probably not. But it could happen. That's all I'm saying. It could happen. So, as you notice, the ground wire was kind of like this, and the plastic wrapping of the wire was kind of encumbering the touching of the bare wire to the bridge. So I'm going to push that down, and so it just has bare wire showing, and I'm going to twist this over so that the wire is completely on the body. And I'll just kind of do that. And we'll go ahead and that's what the underside looks like. And we'll go ahead and we will put this back. And you know what? I'm gonna, while it's off, I'm gonna check that tremolo arm nut just to make sure it's tight, just to test it, and it is. So we'll go ahead and we'll put it back very carefully so we don't move that ground wire. Starts putting the screws back. And I'm not gonna, you don't tighten them all the first one down, you just put it barely loose. So that way you can align all the holes. Always keep 2 hands on your screwdriver, not like this. If the screwdriver comes off or comes loose, you're gonna gouge the finish or you're gonna gouge the bridge. And then your brand new guitar will have damage on it already. So always 2 hands on the screwdriver. And you will be very hard pressed to drop the screwdriver. It can still happen, but you will be far less likely to do it.
I don't know. I haven't received my orders yet. I just arrived. From where? 3-2 on the Intrepid. Is that a fact? I thought the Intrepid was patrolling the neutral zone. It is. I got a transport vessel at Deep Space 7.
Okay, so now I can go ahead and tighten them and make all my screw heads straight.
What about yourself? How long have you been posted here, Mr. Boothby? Boothby's the name. Boothby, I've heard of you. I should hope so. I've been tending these grounds for 54 years. Give or take a few months. And beautiful grounds now? Logistical support. Straight through the main complex, second door on your right. Thank you. Commander, logistics is a secure area. They will let you in with a hollow imaging device. Fresh from the neutral zone. You're not a Romulan double agent, are you, son? Actually, I was just recording a few images for my friends back home. Would you mind posing for a shot? Me? You want a picture of me? The one who made Ruth be? My friends would be impressed. Well,
Have to open up a room to crack the swamp cooler because the ice is starting to wear off. Okay. Okay, so we've reset our ground wire. That should help. It may not cure the problem, but it will. At the very least, it will help. Now I need to repolish it because I got my fingerprints all over it. Well, I don't need to repolish it, but I just need to wipe it back down is all. Okay, now I can polish the back of the headstock, the front of the headstock rather. Archer. Okay. Okay. So we're doing pretty good here. One little tiny spot there I can redo. Still a little micro scratch or something on there. I don't know what. Oh, okay, it's gone. Okay, so look at that. Okay, so now I can oh, I am a dumb dummy. I put the bridge under the guitar. I was wondering where the bridge was. You know I always put them here, but it's been under here all this time. Bad mistake. Bad mistake. Bad mistake. I very rarely do something that dumb, but it does happen. It does happen. Yeah. It's a good thing I didn't set the guitar flat or anything. Luckily I don't have to do much polishing on this, just kind of a quick once over. Just to say I did it. So I have to remember which way I had the bridge. The bridge goes this way. So I think I'll start putting the strings back. I'll grab a fresh drink here in a minute. I always start with the low string, low E string, if you will. Ooh, they're all tangled up. Oh my goodness. I just got all the strings tangled up. Oh my goodness. There we go, I think. Nope. I got one left. Oh my goodness. You're kidding me. All the strings are tangled up. Jesus. Whatever. Sometimes I have to pull them apart, and I hate to do that because then it messes up. It messes the coil, the original coil, which I just had to do. Jesus. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna dry lube the nut. Just a little goes a long way on this, I'll tell you.
David, rank ensign, Starfleet service number 99 Beta 3278. Doctor, what are you doing? I need a sample of your DNA. Why?
Since you won't tell us who you are, we have no choice but to find out for ourselves.
You won't be harmed. Digital headquarters security alert. We've disabled the compound.
Shish kebabbies. There we go. I have to reset it because I'm getting messed up.
Captain's log said that until we know exactly what's going on, I'm keeping Voyager concealed behind a Class 3.
Simulation Council, astrophysics, Starfleet medical complex. They immediately the officers club, the Quantum Cafe.
Computer return to telekinesis 422. They had groundskeeper in Starfleet Academy. When I was a kid, he used to get me fresh roses from my quarters.
It's safe to assume this individual is not on me.
They've gathered incredibly accurate information about Starfleet headquarters. Perhaps they have access to a Federation database.
Which habitats population consists of humans, robots, aliens,
So make sure the string is in its bridge. Saddle groove, and go and go. the strings are tangled up. You saw me, I kept them separate, but sometimes they can still get tangled up. Man. There we go. Just be a little patient and you can untangle them. It happens. It happens. Make sure the string is in the saddle groove. And these have roller saddles, so that's pretty cool. They have roller saddles. It's killing me. I have to walk on this coil a little bit because it's not copacetic.
When the paper comes early, the guy gets moral paper. Where does it come from? The newspaper fairy. One day early, Lois was around the red cape and say, boy,
Heroes never have it.
I gotta do something about the dog. How much can one man do? Real damage shares of this. Early edition. All day tomorrow, starting at midday, 11 Central. Part of an all-night day shift on H&I. Do you suffer from back pain?
There we go. So now we're cooking gas, lean. Make sure the loops are tight. Whoops. And all the strings are not like this and all spread apart, but all the strings are like this, not like this or like that or spread apart. You want them all nice and tight and concurrent. I'll be right back. had to move. It was making me not happy. So it's cooling down in here. It was 91 degrees in here when I very first started. Now it's 86 degrees exactly. So 4 or 5 degree difference. Okay, so next string.
Your insurance company won't replace the full value of your total new car. The guy says if you're the right insurance plan. No, I've been going to insurance company. With Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you won't have to worry about replacing your car because you'll get the full value back.
What the heck did I? Oh, grill good. Okay. I'm going to show you what one of these coils on a fender looks like. You really can't see this, but I'm going to hold it there and let it focus for about 10 or 20 seconds. We've got a bend down that goes down the center of the string, and then it's got about 2.5 coils on it. So what you want to do is the coils go below, and the part that's bent and goes down inside the center of the tuning peg goes down first. So you want to go coil, 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 and then piece. And then if you pick the string up, put it under its keeper, and put some tension, start putting tension on it pretty quick. And it should hold. There we go.
Interspecies ethics, haven't
Oh, come on. Come on, come on. Okay. Make sure it's under the string keeper. 4th fret, 3rd or 4th fret, doesn't matter. Oh man, it's not. Yeah, I'm going to unwind it because it came out. Okay.
species is highly adaptive. It's been over
a dozen times?
What is it? The creature's nucleotides are still intact. It looks like your concerns were warranted. We'll have to inform the captain. We may have to. False alarm. I will replicate more nanoprobes. I don't mind telling you, Seven. I'm still holding out for a diplomatic solution. Improbable. Species 8472 will not respond to networks. Funny, we used to say the same thing about the board. My point is, anything's possible if you keep an open mind. Optimism, Seven. Try to look on the bright side. It's difficult to be optimistic when we're preparing for battle. Have you ever heard the phrase, the best defense is a good offense? Well, throughout human history, weapons of mass destruction were often designed in the hopes that they'd never be used. And yet in Earth's Third World War, nuclear weapons counted for 600 million casualties. Were they looking on the bright side? An unfortunate exception.
Sorry, I'm not talking. I got something else going on here.
We were just talking about you.
Oh, she didn't think you were going to show up?
Really?
I've known Archer since she was a first-year cadet. She's not easily impressed. I didn't think you were her type. Oh, if you'll excuse me, I've got some midnight orchids that need my attention. Think about what I said, young lady. You'll be fine.
Thank you, Luffy. I was off in the field. First officer,
Something.
Starship Archer.
Congratulations.
It's a Klingon vessel.
Oh. So what did Luffy say?
Tucha Nika. Smile when you leave the gap.
Why words? Yeah. Do you always seek advice from the groundskeeper?
Half the captains in Starfleet will be where they are today if it weren't for Luffy. Lopez, Picard, Richardson, just to name a few. Closing time.
You offered to be my guide. Where's our next stop?
Can you dance?
I've been accused of trying.
It's on for a night at Vulcan Lake Road.
Vulcan.
It's just around the corner.
Okay, now I take my needle nose and I make sure all the wraps are close and the loop is tight.
Take it easy,
I'm
Harry.
very careful not to break the new Didario
Such extensive pacing. We should have contacted us by now.
or Didario. Lots of people pronounce it different ways.
It's been big. These things can't be rushed.
Strings and
Just
there
finished
we go.
dinner, a couple of drinks. And now they're moving past the blight stage. The light stage. The last 8472 I met tried to dissolve me from the inside out. Somebody's ready to know you better, Harry. You can't fault the person for that. Look, Chakotay can take care of himself. And if he can't, who better than us to come to the rescue? My uniform ended up with
Now, who does?
You're kidding. You were naked?
Who does? Who?
I hope it was in one place. Computer, light.
Tell me something. I don't like to pay.
So this is where they're putting up offices nowadays.
Just
Not
like
bad.
Can I get you something to drink?
Water's fine.
I'm beginning to think you're a teetotaler.
I like to stay in control.
Always a yellow alert, huh?
Something like that.
Find anything interesting?
Oh, the stream is giving me issues.
This is a 21st century edition.
Replicated. Good book, though.
Never read it.
You should. Human beings. They're quite a paradox.
Oh. How so?
At first glance, they're so primitive. Genetic impurities, no telepathy, violent. And yet they've created so many beautiful ways to communicate their ideas. Literature, art, music. At times I've actually enjoyed being in this form. You must think I'm crazy.
I don't know.
I wonder what they think about us.
Hard to say.
really don't want to break this string,
They despise us.
so I'm going to
They'll
go
attack any species that's
extra
not
slow.
Speaking of being in human form,
Oh,
I could use an
jeez.
isotopic injection. You need one.
I'm fine.
Make yourself at home.
The string is out of its hole, I think. That's not going to hold. Now I can do one of two things. I could just leave it there and hope that it'll hold, or I could do it the right way and detune it and do it over again. Personally, I like to do it the right way. Because that's just the kind of person I am. But I am doing this twice. I run the risk of breaking this string.
How do you make the view?
So it's a chance it's a chance I take.
Looks like a full moon. You can see the entire bay on a night like this.
I should have brought my hollow imager. You make a pretty picture.
Feel that? Salinated oxygen molecules stimulating the epidermal neuroreceptors.
So I take that string and I
No argument there.
kind of straighten it out a little bit by hand.
Stimulation will be real soon enough.
How soon do you think?
Weeks,
I put it
days.
down in the hole as far as it will go.
Can I be honest with you?
And I start my rack. This really hurts my back though. I'll tell you that right
Mr.
now.
All this is worth the effort.
What do you mean?
This simulation, our mission. Are we certain the humans pose a threat?
They were allies with the Borg. They invaded our realm.
But this one incident doesn't mean the entire Federation is planning war against us.
We can't trust them. We have to prepare for the worst.
I'm not so sure.
I think you've been human a little too long.
Before you know it, I'll be sending my resume to the lead Starfleet.
Alien
Slow.
distant galaxy seeks employment. References available upon
Make
request.
sure you have tension on it. Make sure all the wraps are underneath each other.
I better go.
Already?
I have a tactical report to finish before morning.
Well, I'm actually going fast. I'm wrapping it fast, but I'm wrapping it fast for a reason. So the wraps will go all under each other.
I'm no expert at human dating rituals, but I think it's customary to kiss goodnight. You've never done this before.
Actually,
Me neither. Just think of it as part of our training.
Okay. Oh. You fall asleep easier than anyone I've ever met. I've seen him fall asleep within 10 minutes of starting the TV. Why do you sleep so much? Oh. I don't get it. Sleep all night and then sleep on the couch. I don't get it.
I analyzed his DNA. Our suspicions were correct.
Okay.
It's difficult to say. He'll have to be interrogated. By now he should be in the main quad. I recommend we go to daylight. It'll be easier to track.
So I'm going to over tighten these strings, or over tune them if you will, for a reason. And that will stretch the string a little bit more. So they put good quality strings on these. They don't put some Chinese $2 strings on them. They put, you know, these D'Addario XL nickel wound If memory serves, I don't use that brand too often. I'm a Ernie Ball guy. But these strings are like $7–8, so they're good quality guitar strings. I think they're 9s. Yeah, they're 9s. So they are of a good quality. So, all right. All the strings are wound back on, and the winds are tight and nice and good and wonderful. I'm going to flip this bad boy over. Boy, look at that fretboard, looks good. And we will do the back and the back of the neck and headstock and all that good stuff. And yeah, here we go. So this guitar, like I said, is brand new. It's a Turser Mustang in Sonic Blue. I took it out of the box literally about 6 hours ago, 6.5 hours ago. Brand new. Again, most people would say, well, if it's brand new, why do you need to polish it? Why do you need to set it up? Well, come to find out, it had 2 issues already out of the box. It had a bad ground, and it had a stripped pot, volume pot nut, as you saw. It was really, really loose. So I was able to have another one, find another one, and replace it, and fix the ground. And now the guitar should be all copacetic. And I will go ahead and tomorrow take pictures of this and box it back up and put it up for sale for about $240, $220 to $240 is what I'll be putting on it. Because it is brand new, and now it will have a professional setup on it. So that's pretty cool. And people will like that. And people will pay for that. This doesn't have any scratches on it or anything. So why am I polishing it? I'm actually waxing it. Just to have a protective coating of wax on it. Nothing more than that. Give it that little extra shine, if you will. This color is Sonic Blue. And yeah, it's a beaut. It's a doozy, as my dad would say. He would say it's a real doozy.
Yes, come in. The board modifications are complete. 19 standard proton torpedoes and great
Sell the house and give my ex-wife half of mine. Because you'll have your I won't have any. So yeah, we'll have this about, this is more than half done, as I was just saying. And yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Any and all attempts to make first contact and achieve non-military resolution must be made. In this case, we made first contact over a year ago and we barely got out of it alive. It seems to me a battle is inevitable. Maybe even war. So why can't I get that directive out of my mind?
The species intends to purge our galaxy of all life. It's time you resisted your Starfleet philosophy.
Captain to the bridge.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. It's in Sonic Blue. It's a Turser Mustang. You can see them at www.jayturser.com, and they are a pretty nice end user guitar that you can pretty well purchase for under $350, $400. They're pretty cool.
What do you have, son? I'm a single man myself, aged 200 years. Been saving it for a special occasion. And I'm saying this is special enough. A toast to Earth. Chicote, rank, Commander, Starfleet Service number 47, Alpha 612. First Officer, U.S. Escort.
Species 8472. Origin, fluid space.
Well, now that we've been formally introduced,
Okay.
can't let you talk. I ask you a question. How many vessels do you have in the Delta Quadrant?
One.
How did you find this?
We detected what looked like a Federation subspace transmission. It took us weeks to track it.
Okay.
We wanted
Wow,
to
back of the
simulate
neck is
the
beautiful.
original orders to do.
So I'm going to do the top of the tuners because I really can't do anything else.
You've no doubt
And then I can do the sides a little bit.
your fleet will be on its way.
We got it wrong. We're not planning a war against you.
Was that why you were here to spy on us? Because you're curious.
Sir, a starship is approaching. It's Voyager.
Raise our shields. Stand by all weapons.
Captain Janeway's not here to launch an attack. She's here to find me.
We've got the real McCoy here. We might as well take advantage of it. Perform a genetic extraction. It may help us find a better way to maintain these human forms.
Yes, sir.
You're approaching the habitat.
Shields to maximum. Charge weapons. All hands into the bridge. Tactical alert. Report to your posts and stand by to engage the enemy.
I have a visual.
We're being scanned.
Delta Flyer is heading up from the habitat. Open a channel. Tom, status.
They're taking a couple of pot shots at us, Captain. We've lost our shields. Mind if we join you?
They're clear to dock. Shuttle B2. Any word from Chicote?
I'm afraid not.
Bring us within range. Target their weapons array. Captain, we should target their power systems as well. No, I don't want to shut down their life support.
Okay.
Without casualties, so much the better. The species does not deserve our compassion. We picked a lousy time for an ethical debate. The weapons array, now.
We're entering range. 3,800 kilometers. 3,500. 3,200.
Valerie,
That's not my name.
what is it? You're
Okay.
faithless, aren't you?
It's coming out real nice.
You think we're violent.
It ought to come out nice. It's brand new.
But now that's true. If you take the time to speak to us directly, we could prove it to you.
Oh,
There are no secrets except the secrets that keep themselves.
polish the trim new arm.
George Bernard Shaw. I saw a copy of his collected works on your bookshelf.
He had a complex mind for a human.
And he had a point. As long as we keep spying on each other, making assumptions, we probably will go to war.
Voyager.
So again, these Tremel arms do not have any threads. They just go in about 1.25 inches or so, and they're a very sure fit. And that's it.
Good to see you after all these
Take
years.
a little rest, and
Don't get sassy with me, young lady. This recreation may be
we can
so.
start on the setup on it.
I can destroy your vessel with a single command.
I'm not going anywhere.
And yeah,
Not until you return my first officer and give me a damn good explanation for what you're doing in our galaxy. I have targeted your recreation with more nanobros. For well years than the forces do.
Don't try to rattle
plug this baby in and find out
An armed conflict isn't going to solve our
what
problems.
it's doing or not doing.
We could go on making threats, spying on each other, risking a war between our species.
Oh yeah, that jack is nice and tight now.
Or we could
That's
try
what I
a
like.
direct approach.
Nice and tight.
How about a class reunion?
You know what? The problem with the ground is still there. You know what? It could be because this plastic, protective plastic over the pick guard is somewhat electrically conductive. Because, you know, it's across the top and it's touching all the ground spots for the pots and the switches. So that could be an issue. So I don't think I can get any better on it. Because when I'm touching this one, you hear that? That's plastic I'm touching, because I'm not touching the actual screw, I'm touching the plastic, because this is all plastic covered. So, I think it'll be fine. intonation is like way off.
Humans. You got a flair for the dramatic. I'll give you that. You wouldn't keep talking. But no more beating around the bush. Now what do you want from us?
Yeah, it's off. But that's right. The string height, the pickup height.
We haven't been in contact with Earth for over 4 years.
Explain why you attacked our realm. Hand in hand with the Borg.
At the time, we didn't realize the Borg had started the war against you. We forged a temporary alliance with them because we thought you were the threat. Your galaxy would be purged. Sound familiar?
We've all been trying to defend ourselves. If that's true, why are you still in our galaxy? Your conflict with the Borg ended over a year ago.
Why recreate Starfleet masquerade as humans? It looks to me like you're the ones planning an invasion. Truth.
Don't answer her. She's manipulating us.
If you won't answer, I will.
Commander!
Our mission is to infiltrate your homeworld, to place operatives in the highest levels of Starfleet, monitor your military installations. It's
Okay.
nothing more.
We should listen to her, Captain. They're being driven by fear just like we are. Unless everything you said on our date was just part of an act.
It wasn't.
Enough. We must not negotiate with these creatures. Sit down, Admiral. Sir, I said sit down, or I'll knock you out on your human butt.
You've been seduced by them. Both of you.
I had a chance to see through human eyes, and I'm beginning to wonder, are they really so violent? What if we're wrong?
We can't risk Christine.
You'd rather risk another war?
Keep talking, son.
Arch is right. We've got to set aside our preconceptions about each other. Granted, our species didn't meet under the best of circumstances, but maybe we can make first contact again. Maybe this time we'll get it right.
You believe in this one?
Yes.
There would have to be a few rules. First off, I want you to look at that marathon technology. It scares the hell out of me.
Alright. Then I'll need some technical information in return. Your genetic alteration techniques, Lester.
Not sure something can be arranged. You want more, Admiral? Good enough for me. The big bird. Hi, how's it going? Well, that's for the stronger leader. So, Frank, what's your secret? I discovered eugenics. It's easy. This is in the text. If you're a guy over 40, text 369, then in the word stick, you get a complimentary bottle of award-winning eugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Eugenics is a unique man-boosting formula, powered by testosterone, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help boost your free testosterone levels, to help you feel stronger, lead for more energy and drive, more passion too. Here, try it on. And trust me, shit like it's in text 369, 369, your stick, get a complimentary bottle of eugenics.
Getting there.
Available in stores, so text 369, 369, and enter STICK.
Captain's log started 52136.4. We managed to avoid military conflict with species H472. At least for now. In an effort to strengthen the truce, we're exchanging technology. The design schematics for our antidote weapons as requested. We go a long way to allaying their fears. Perhaps, as Jane said, it's difficult to have faith in an idea which may prove tactically unsound. Tactically unsound? Perhaps. It
We'll be joining each other. He'll familiarize you with our environmental control technology. Wonderful. I look forward to hearing your perspective on orbits.
You didn't happen to recreate a little coffee shop on Market Street?
Afraid not. You're welcome to stay. We won't be returning to crewing space for another day.
Thank you. But the real is a long way from here. I'd like to get back on the road. What are the chances of this, Jay?
I can't tell you, Captain. My superiors aren't as forward-thinking. Peace with humans. They were to hit the roof. But I'll tell them what happened here today. And with a pinch of luck, a few of them might see the light.
I hope we can keep this process alive.
Genetically synthesized. But they smell just as well.
Ah, come on. I don't want to strip these out.
At least I can finally get out of this farm.
No more insomnia.
No more sleeping, period.
For what it's worth, you get a terrific keeper.
Ooh, way off.
It's too bad his patience is so good. Otherwise I'd ask you for a second mate.
You don't really need much time. How about a tour of your room sometime?
I'd like that.
Well, I do have a Voyager. Will you go for it?
I'll never get a chance to do this again.
This one's a little hard to intonate. I mean, it's not too bad, but
Any better this time?
it's just a little off. There we go. I think that's pretty good. It's perfectly tuned and perfectly intonated. I'll readjust the bridge height just a tiny bit.
He doesn't use a crystal ball. He has no inner foresight. All he needs to predict the future is the paper. Kyle Chandler stars as Gary Thompson, an average guy who saves the day. Early edition, all day tomorrow, starting at noon, 11 Central, part of the day shift.
Okay. That's pretty much it. She is done. Perfect intonation, perfect tune. Pretty darn good. Ooh. 2 hours and 22 minutes on this video. Seems like the ground is not too bad. I'm going to blame it on the plastic that's on the pick guard, because when I touch this, I'm not touching the metal of the screw, I'm touching the plastic. So I'm 95% sure that's what the problem is. I really am. I'm really pretty sure that's what the issue is. And that's it. She is done. Wow, the frets and fretboard came out really good. Yeah. So we'll just sit here and chat a little while more, and then we'll call this video done in a bit. And yeah.
Then you'd better start re-examining those logs. Because something doesn't add up here.
So yeah, Sonic Blue is what this puppy is. And this guitar is a Turser
Exhaust plasma is about the only thing hot enough to ignite it.
But you said your plasma has some clothes.
Yes, sir. We're doing everything we can to determine what went wrong. But that's not going to change the fact that there are 3,600 corpses down there.
pretty cool guitar. This is a Turser Mustang. Yeah, I don't have any complaints with this guitar. Only big issue we had was that volume pot nut was stripped, but you saw I replaced that. Now it's 100% tight. And we had a little bit of a ground issue. I redid the ground. I can't get the ground any better. So I really do think it's the plastic cover. In fact, I'm almost positive it is. The jack was a little bit loose. That's why I bent the tang in just a little bit more. And didn't break any of the new strings. Waxed it all up. And I'm going to take pictures of it tomorrow. And back in the bag and the box and the package. And up for sale it will go tomorrow. For probably between $220 and $250. And it's a Turser Mustang in Sonic Blue. It is virtually brand new. Still has the protective plastic on the electronics plate and the pick guard. And she's a beaut. She's a real nice guitar. Somebody who really loves like surfer music will buy this up like crazy. In fact, the last guitar that I had that was similar to this was a Fender Jaguar in seafoam green, and a young lady came and bought it for her boyfriend as a birthday present. That guitar I think was $380, I believe. It was a pretty good Fender version of this, and it was brand new too. It still had the plastic on the pick guard and the control panel and all that stuff, so she was pretty happy to get that guitar. And this one's pretty close to that, so yeah, very nice. The frets and the fretboard came out really nice, and I'm really happy with it, so yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'm going to take a little quick break and I will be right back. Oops.
What is it? The surface is filled with traces of water and carbons. Tankers using that in plastic exhaust. Only one of them. Sure. Traces of fluorocarbons. You got it. I don't care about that. Picked up traces of bread pudding. Both our plasma levels were locked down, and there were no leaks in the system. Unless they miraculously mended themselves afterwards.
The mission has been canceled.
Cancelled.
From what the Admiral tells me, ambassadors of all will use this to commit Starfleet. And we need another 10 or 20 years before we try this again.
20 years? Starfleet won't buy that for a minute.
Okay?
Tell him he's crazy. Tell him that's Dill talking, not Jonathan Archer.
Ball and ship will meet us in 3 days to get me the Dr. Fox. He's informed Mr. Mayweather too. Those are these coordinates.
I can't believe you let me do this to us. You've waited all your life to command this ship.
Dismissed.
But sir, I said they're dismissed. Both of you.
Visit HeroesandIconsTV.com and click stories to learn how to build your own Star Trek spaceships out of paper.
I'm going to turn the volume down on the TV a little bit because somebody is asleep. And I'm going to turn down the swamp cooler so they can sleep. So I'm not waking them up or disturbing them. So again, this is a J-A-Y Turser, T-U-R-S-E-R, J Turser, Vintage Series Mustang in Sonic Blue. And how I remember the color, like it's my own name. I bought this guitar from my really good and special friend Kevin, and he bought it from a guy who bought it brand new. And I don't know, the guy just bought it, opened the box, and didn't even take it out of the box. And in the box, it's in 2 bags. It's in a kind of a clothy gauze type bag, and then it's in a plastic bag, and then tied up at the top with a rubber band. So the guy didn't even take that apart. So the first time I saw this was the other week when my friend brought it, and he took it out of the box. We took it out of the box together and unwrapped it and looked at it real quick. So this guitar is virtually and categorically brand new. It did have the issue with the pot nut, which I replaced, and a small ground issue, which I think I made better. I think once somebody pulls the plastic covers off, that ground issue will go away, because this plastic cover is acting as a conduit. And I know I'll get a lot of people saying, well, plastic isn't conductive. I'm not saying plastic is conductive, but it might be something that's on or within the plastic that is semi-conductive, and thus when I touch the screws, it was making that ground static noise. And I'm not touching the metal. When I touch the screws, I'm touching the plastic of the protective plastic cover. And I don't want to pull that off, because then it makes it a little bit more difficult for me to claim to people that the guitar is brand new. So if people come over and look at the guitar and they see that it still has the plastic wrap on it, they are more apt to believe me when I tell them the guitar is brand new. So it's a cool piece. So I'm probably going to put $250 on it. You can buy a brand new one from J Turser for, I believe, $280, but then you're going to pay tax on top of that, and then shipping on top of that, and then you're going to take it to Guitar Center or somewhere, and they're going to charge you anywhere from $50 to $100 to do a professional setup on it, like I just did. So I think somebody will be very happy with it at $250. And I like J Tursers, so if I don't readily sell this one, I won't be disappointed. I could just add this one to my personal collection. And if somebody someday, sometime, gives me $250 for it, great. If not, that's fine too. Just like I told you with that Washburn, and just like I told you with that other guitar that I did the other week. I don't even remember what it is right now. What was it? Was it the Ibanez? I believe it was the Ibanez. No, it was the Epiphone Wildcat. You know. So I will put a full pop retail on it, and if somebody buys it for that, great. 9,999.999% of the time, I always get my asking price on guitars. You know, people always call me or email me and offer me half, or even offer me a quarter. You know, I've had guitars that were $500, and then people call me up and tell me they'll give me $150 for it, and it's just like, you're kidding, right? You are kidding, right? And they'll always offer some silly excuse as to why they're offering so cheap. Anyway, it's pretty nice. It came out nice. I like this color. The finish is absolutely perfect. The chrome is absolutely perfect. It is now perfectly intonated and perfectly tuned. And I'm happy with it. I'm ecstatic with it. I think tomorrow night's guitar is going to be, I have a brand new in the box, again, sitting right here, brand new in the box. Brand new in the box, BC Rich ASM1. It's new in the box, but it's from 2012. So it is what is considered a NOS piece. NOS meaning new, old stock. That's what NOS stands for. So it's brand new, but it's from 2012, and I'm looking at the date on it. It says 1/27/12, and it's an ASM1 in metallic black. I think that guitar is going to be a keeper also, but I will put it up for sale. I'll just put a full pop retail on that one also. Probably about 200. No, I take it back. I will put probably about the same as this, about 220, 250 on it, because they don't make this one anymore. You can't get them anymore. They don't make them anymore. I got them from an older gentleman, an elderly gentleman, that I think was selling it for, I want to say it was for a son that had passed away or something, and he was selling his son's wares and his possessions. I don't know that for a fact, but I kind of got that feeling, and I could be 100% wrong, but that's the vibe I got from it. But it's a beautiful guitar, and it's just a cheap Chinese. It's considered a cheap Chinese BC Rich from Turser Music Corp. But you guys know BC Rich is one of my very favorite makers of guitars, and I'll do my thing to it tomorrow night, just like I did this, and I'll just put a full pop retail on it, full pop retail on it for sale. If somebody buys it, great. If not, that's fine too. And yeah. I have this other BC Rich sitting here still from last Halloween and the Halloween before. It's a BC Rich Warlock that's white and blood splatter, and for some reason I cannot get the active electronics to work on it for nothing. I'm gonna have a look on that one again soon, because I want to display it for Halloween. Worst comes to worst, the active electronics in it are aftermarket. I will take the active electronics out of it and put I have some original BC Rich passive pickups that I will put in it. But I've checked the electronics, and I've checked the wiring diagram, and everything is, as far as I can tell, 100%. But I may look at it a second and third time and discover something wrong with it after the fact. But yeah, I've been unable to get that guitar to work. It could be that the pickups are just bad in it, or something in the active circuit is burnt out or broke or bad. So I'll have a look at it again and see. And like I said, if worse comes to worse, I'll pull the actives out of it and I'll put it back to passive. What I think happened is somebody bought the guitar. They didn't want the passive electronics in it, so they got active electronics and tried to put it in themselves and put something in backwards or upside down or wrong and fried something and then just put it aside. I kind of think that's probably what happened, because I put a fresh battery in it. I checked the wiring schematic. They're EMG 8185, and I know how to hook those up in my sleep. I've done hundreds of them, and the wiring is fine. but you never know, and you might miss something. But yeah, I'll take that one apart and see what it's doing, because it's been sitting here for about 2 years, and I just kind of set it aside because I kind of got angry about it, and I was like, why can't I fix this problem? Why can't I see the problem? And I'm kind of thinking the pickups are not working, or they're burnt out or something, which is pretty rare. I mean, it's hard to burn out a pickup. It does happen. It can happen, but it's pretty rare. So I kind of think it's not that, but it could be that, or it could be something in the circuit of the active electronics that is bad. So I might just have to run my multimeter across every single aspect and every single wire and every single circuit until I find something wrong with it. And if I can't after that, I'll just pull everything out and I'll put everything passive in it. I mean, I've got enough spare BC Rich pickups and BC Rich pots and switches that I can put this back to stock in one evening. So we'll see on that one. But back to this one. Back to this beautiful J. Turser Vintage Series Mustang in Sonic Blue. It's quite beautiful. It's quite pretty. I like it. I like it. I'm going to turn my swamp cooler off now because I've had it going for, what, 2 hours and 35 minutes? And yeah, the ice that I put in it is long since melted, so I think it's below 80 degrees outside, and I got my fan going, so it's now 84 degrees in here, which is still warm, but it's better than the 90, 91 degrees it was in here when I started. So, yeah. So there is that. I'll put these strings away. Porthos. Porthos is Captain Archer's dog on Star Trek Enterprise. This is the bridge for that Telecaster. I'm gonna have to put a name on that. Telestrat. Yeah, there it is. It's a pretty cool piece. And I'm going to try and finish this guitar in the next week, because the guitar's been sitting there for 2 summers. I have a lot of project guitars. I want to get all these project guitars done. You know, not that I'm like bored with them or anything, but I'm definitely not bored with them. So that's definitely not the issue. The issue is more so just time. You know, especially with my back. I've had issues with my back. I've had, you know, I've just had all kinds of issues. And I'm just now getting to the point, for now, feeling better, that I can do something with this Telestrat. And that's what I'm going to call it, a Telestrat, because that's kind of what it is. It's a Telestrat. Anesthetic bag, and here's a fender. Yeah, put something in it. What do I have in here? What did this have in here? This fender badge had something in it, and I kept the bag for some reason.
I always keep the empty packages for products because sometimes I do art projects with them that I frame and then sell. Like if I had 20 of these Fender things, I would put them in a frame and kind of do an artistic thing with them and, you know, sell it for $10, $15, $20, $25 and kind of, you know, kind of recoup my parts cost. And or pay for new sets of strings and stuff like that. I know that's kind of odd, but that's what I do. Just like with empty string packages, if I get enough of these, and enough of the empty packages, I'll make kind of a collage in a frame, and just, you know, sell them for a few bucks, just to recoup the cost for sets of strings and, you know, stuff like that. Make cool little art projects. People buy them. People have bought them from me before. So it's just kind of, I don't know, just kind of something cool I do. Yeah, you know, just something kind of cool. Whoa. I'm gonna put these away. These were new tips for three-way switches for Gibson, Epiphone, etc. And turned out the hole was too, the hole underneath, the mounting hole was too small. So I ended up not using them, so I'll just set them aside and use them for something else at some point. Yeah. I'm gonna ruin this book. I got a book in here that my wonderful brother bought me for Christmas one year. Christmas of 2017. That's a really cool book that my beautiful and wonderful brother bought me. Whoop. I want to drop it.
If I'm not mistaken, you'll find this thing was designed to generate a plasma stream.
It's a pretty cool book, but I have it in the drawer behind me and I'm messing up the cover here. Every time I open and close the cover, the drawer, it's messing up the edge of this cover. I don't want to mess it up, so I'm gonna do something else with this cover, with this book. I mean, I don't know what, but I'm gonna put it somewhere else because I don't want to mess this up. It's already got a little tiny tear right here, and I'm kicking myself today because I put it in that drawer today, and then I pulled it back out, and then I tore the little edge here. So I'm really kicking myself that I did that. So I'm gonna situate that book somewhere else so I don't mess it up. My dear wonderful brother bought me this book. So just keep it on top of the dresser here. So now, and to show you how much I like Ernie Ball strings, here's Ernie Ball t-shirt I have. I actually have about 21, 22 of these t-shirts. Sometimes they gave them to me when I came in and bought, you know, a lot of strings, or made a purchase of like $75, $100, $50, $60. They'd give me one of these t-shirts. I think they had trouble selling them because it's kind of, you know, it's fluorescent yellow. And I think they were kind of having trouble selling these because of the color, because they're so loud and bright. So every time I went in, they would give me one of these shirts. So I got a bunch of them. So, yeah, pretty cool. Normally these shirts sell for about $15, $18. So they're pretty cool. I like them. I don't care if they're a loud color. Ernie ball, regular, slinky, 10 gauge. Pretty cool. I got about 22 of these shirts now. So, yeah, pretty cool. And I got a bunch of those shirts. I like them. I actually wear one when I go out. So, I like them. I don't care if they're loud color. I think originally those t-shirts came in all of the Ernie Ball package colors, but they were unable to sell the fluorescent pink ones and the fluorescent yellow ones. And maybe some of the fluorescent green ones, because they were just kind of a little loud, or maybe a little, I don't know, maybe the color was a little too feminine, so they didn't sell them. So they would give them out to people who made medium to large size purchases. They would just say, "Here, have a free shirt." And every time I would be just like, "Okay, I'll take it." I'll take it. Moreover, I'll wear one. But, yeah. It's really too bad that Guitar Center is having financial trouble. And the rumor is that they're going to be filing for bankruptcy here in about 6 months, 8 months, a year. I hope they don't. I used to work at Guitar Center back in the early and mid 90s, so I like Guitar Center. So yeah. Again, this is J. Turser, Vintage Series, Mustang in Sonic Blue, and it is pretty darn cool. There's a roller bridge, full size, no, I take it back, it has 250k pots, I'm sorry. It's got the 3-way switches for each pickup. It's a pretty cool guitar. I took it apart, I fixed the ground issue, I fixed the pot nut issue, I waxed it, tightened all the nuts, bolts, screws, and washers, neck, adjusted the truss rod. The truss rod was really loose for some reason, although the neck was straight when I put a straight edge across it. Polished everything, waxed everything, put a full setup on it, intonated it, tuned it, string height, pickup height. It's ready to go. Anybody could pick this guitar up, from a beginner to a full-on rock star, and play this guitar to their heart's content. The bridge is centered. In other words, I have full up and full down on the tremolo. That's what this adjustment is right here. It gives tension, and you can adjust the, you know, the full play in it. So, it's a neat guitar. I like it. I think it's pretty darn cool. And tomorrow night's guitar, I think, will be the BC Rich. Tomorrow's Tuesday. So yeah, Tuesday. So it's a pretty cool guitar, pretty cool piece. New Gorilla Glue here. I'll just stick the receipt in here. I bought a new thing of Gorilla Glue because a customer told me they were going to bring me a guitar that had a broken headstock off. They dropped it and it snapped at the headstock. So this is one of the type of glues that I use to glue it back. But that prospectable customer has since not gotten back to me, and that was before 4th of July. So hopefully they'll get back to me with their project they want me to fix. If not, I'll just set this glue aside, and I'll be more than happy to save that glue for another future project, you know? So, yeah. I'm going to let this video run another 20 minutes and then close it out. And then tomorrow's guitar will be the BC Rich ASM1 Strat in metallic black. It's brand new in the box, but it's NOS from 2012, January 27th, 2012. So I'm really looking forward to doing this guitar, even though it's a low-end, cheap, kind of cheap Chinese guitar that's only worth less than $250. But I'm really looking forward to doing this guitar. Like I've mentioned to you guys before, you know, I don't care if a guitar is worth $100, $500, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. I enjoy working on all guitars, all basses, all amplifiers. It doesn't matter, because there's always something for everyone, and not everybody can afford an $8,000 Gibson or a $5,000 Fender or a $4,000 BC Rich custom shop. You know, not everybody can afford that. So that's where some of these guitars and basses and amplifiers and equipment come into play. Yeah. So yeah. So I'll take pictures of this guitar tomorrow, and you will be able to see it on my Facebook page at KLASIC Guitar. You can also see it on my Classic Guitar website and Classic Guitar Twitter page. Again, that's KLASIC space Guitar. And you can have a look at this this wonderful J. Turser Vintage Series Mustang in Sonic Blue. Quite nice, quite special. Somebody will be very happy to get this guitar. I mean, just very happy. I fixed the two minor issues that were wrong with it. The pot nut that was stripped out, I put a brand new one on there. And I fixed the ground. And I polished the frets and fretboard. I waxed the body, neck, the headstock. I tightened all the nuts, bolts, screws, washers. I set the string height, the pickup height, the action height, intonated it, and tuned it. Oh, and also the tension on the tremolo. I centered it, so you have full tremolo up and full tremolo down. It's a wonderful piece. I love this. I'm kind of wanting to keep it. So I am going to put a full pop retail price on it, on my price. And if somebody buys it, great. I'm pretty sure somebody would buy it even at my full pop retail, because brand new, these are, I'm pretty sure these are $280. I'm going to put $250 on this, because it is brand new. It still has the protective plastic on it. I just took it out of the box today, and it has a you know, it's got a $100 value, full professional setup on it, and clean and polish and wax, and it's ready to go. It's ready to rock and roll. It still has the headstock tag on it with the this instrument is strung with Diodario XL nickel wound strings. It doesn't say whether they are 9s or 10s or 11s, but feeling them, they're 9s. So yeah, it's a beautiful piece. I like it. And I'm kind of a proponent of J. Turser guitars. I have pretty much every J. Turser guitar that they produce, including this one. And I have this guitar in the metallic cherry. And that one is in my personal collection that I'm not selling. So you can check them out at www.jayturser.com. That's jturser.com. And they're kind of a semi-unknown guitar manufacturer. They are kind of what is considered a medium to low-end consumer-grade guitar. But I like them. They have an interesting history. So you can look up who J. Turser was. And, yeah. J. Turser. Vintage Series Mustang in Sonic Blue. Actually, quite a beautiful guitar. It's very similar to the Jaguar. It's got these three-way slide switches, a volume and a tone, and a tremolo with a roller bridge. Chrome hardware, simulated tortoiseshell pickup, pick guard rather, I'm sorry, and chrome electronics cover, and chrome tremolo, chrome bridge. About the only thing I would have manufactured differently on this guitar was, instead of having black plastic kind of plain Jane pickup covers, I would have set it apart from everybody else's and put a rounded, bubbly, rounded chrome pickup cover on it, kind of like reminiscent of a Dan Electro. Just to kind of set it apart. That's what I would have done to manufacture it differently, but that's just me. But other than that, I think it's a well-manufactured, end-user, consumer-grade guitar. Yeah. And as I mentioned, I have a lot of J. Tursers. I have every consecutive model they make, and even one custom shop J. Turser that was made for celebrity Suzanne Summers. Evidently she plays guitar, and it was specifically made for her, and it has a flamed maple top. It's a violin guitar, shaped guitar. By that I mean like a violin bass, like Paul McCartney plays. It's a violin shaped guitar, 6-string guitar, and it's natural finish, blonde, flame maple top, and it has 24 karat gold plated, not solid, but 24 karat gold plated hardware throughout. And it has her autograph on it, signature on it. And I purchased that from a person who knows Suzanne Summers, and she gave the guitar, no, she sold him the guitar, and then I in turn bought it from him. I do have that guitar for sale. I really don't want to sell it, but I have a full pop retail on that guitar. I think I have $700 on that guitar, because it's a one-of-a-kind. It is literally a one-of-a-kind J. Turser with Suzanne Summers' autograph on it. And I really think Suzanne Summers fanatic fan will buy that from me. And if not, that's fine. I like the guitar. I'll be more than happy to keep it. I also have J. Turser basses, J. Turser guitars. They're kind of a unknown brand to a lot of people. Some guitarists know it, most don't. But they're pretty cool. I like them. J. Turser. That's Jay space Turser. J. Turser. And you can see them at jturser.com. That's www.jayturser.com. So they're pretty neat. I like them. They're not considered a high-end guitar. They are considered a medium to low-end or medium low-end end-user consumer guitar. Generally, these are about under $300 brand new, depending on what model you get. So they're very much affordable, and they're pretty decent quality. They are made in China, but I like them. I think they're really neat guitars. Highly recommend them. So we've been going for 3 hours and 7 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and close this stream out in about 9 minutes. And we'll see you tomorrow with the brand new in-the-box BC Rich ASM1 Strat in metallic black. I'm really looking forward to doing that guitar just as much as I was looking forward to doing this one. Even though it's only about a $200 guitar, I'm really looking forward to doing that guitar tomorrow night. Really looking forward to it. Especially with all the controversy going on with BC Rich right now, saying that they're going to file for bankruptcy, they're going to close BC Rich and shelve the company. There's rumor that Slash of Aerosmith is going to buy the company BC Rich. Although I did talk to somebody who is in the custom shop of BC Rich, Mr. Ron Estrada, really great guy. He runs the custom shop of BC Rich, and he told me it was just a rumor. But again, you never know. Sometimes rumors end up to be 100% true. I think it would be really cool if Slash bought BC Rich. I think it would really put an injection of oomph back into the company of BC Rich, because they've been kind of on a downtrodden trend for a few years now. You walk into most guitar centers, Sam Ash, musical instrument stores, mom and pop musical instrument stores, and there's not a BC Rich on the rack or on the wall anywhere, and it's kind of a shame because I really love the company BC Rich. They're one of my favorites. So I'm really hoping they get a rejuvenation of the company soon. They're actually owned by Hanser Music Group. I think they've changed hands several times. So hopefully they don't, file for bankruptcy and go out of business or shelve the company or shelve the brand. So I'm really hoping good things happen with the company BC Rich. I'm going to close the stream in about 5 minutes, so if there's any questions in the chat, now's the time to ask. Again, this is a J. Turser Vintage Series Mustang in the color of Sonic Blue. It is literally brand spanking new. I just took it out of the box today. Not 8 hours ago. It still has the protective plastic on it. I took the guitar apart because it did have a small ground issue, and it had a stripped out volume pot nut that was stripped. So I took it out and I put a brand new one on. So now everything is nice and tight. I polished and dressed the frets and fretboard. Polished the body, the bridge, the tremolo, back of the neck, the back of the headstock, the top of the headstock, the tuners. Intonated it, set the pickup height, the string height, the action height. Tuned it, intonated it, tightened all the nuts, bolts, screws, and washers on it. Full setup on it, so it is ready to play, ready to rock and roll. I think it's a perfect guitar for somebody to play surfer music on. I mean, look at it. It's Sonic Blue Jaguar. There's not much more perfect of a guitar to play surfer music on than this. I mean, you can't beat this with a stick. Really cool guitar. I like it. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful. And I will take full spread of pictures tomorrow, and I will have this on my Facebook page and my Twitter page and my personal website at KLASIC space guitar, and that's on Facebook and Twitter. I don't have an Instagram yet, but I'm going to create an Instagram for Klasic Guitar. Probably by or before the weekend. I know I should have done it a long time ago, and a lot of people have said, oh, you should get Instagram, do Instagram. But the reason I haven't done it is because Instagram is not computer desktop friendly. They're pretty much only a mobile device friendly website, but there is a cheater emulator program that you can get that enables you to upload pictures to Instagram via your desktop computer or your laptop or your Mac. So that's the only reason why I haven't created Instagram for Classic Guitar. You know, a lot of websites are going that way, where they think that just everybody on the face of the planet has a mobile device or a tablet or a phone, but they forget about the people who have computer, desktop computer, PC, Mac, and that kind of leaves those people out to utilize their product or service, such as Instagram, Live Me, which a friend of mine streams on now, which is a live streaming service. I can't use it unless I have a tablet or a mobile device or a phone. So I have to use a cheater emulator computer program in order for me to download the app and utilize that service so I can watch my friend. So a lot of these companies are forgetting the computer people, and they think, well, gee, just everybody has a mobile device, everybody has a phone, everybody has a tablet, and that's just not quite frankly not the case. And what if somebody wants to view their friends on computer, PC computer or Mac? They can't do it. So hopefully they realize over the next year or so that they're kind of leaving behind those people. But I am going to create an Instagram for Classic Guitar. And, yeah, so I'll be on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to close out this video now, and I wholeheartedly
thank you for viewing, for watching this long video at 3 hours and 16 minutes for Classic Guitar, and this Turser Mustang in Sonic Blue that is brand new. And watch me tomorrow night for the BC Rich ASM1 Strat in metallic black. And again, thank you so much for watching me tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.